Like I was saying, God has been amazingly good to me. You know, I've had a family that loves me very much. God gave me a brother. He blessed me with good health. He gave me a good mind. And He made me a good-hearted person. He allowed me to pursue and achieve the dream of becoming a physician. He allowed me to move here to Virginia. He led me to Northstar. And He gave me 2 new brothers in Christ who, through our accountability with each other this year, has brought about amazing and exponential growth in my life. He's placed some very special and amazing people in my life. He's made me a good man. He keeps working on me to make me a better man. But most importantly, He loves me. He saved me. He delivered me from my sin and my shame. And He covered me with the righteousness of His Son. And those are just a few of the ways that God has been really good to me. You know. But if we read that verse again, it says, we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. I read 5 different versions of the Bible getting ready for this tonight. And each of those, they either said in all things or they said in everything. Has anybody ever read anything differently there? Like I said, it says in all things. Not in a few things, not in some things, not in most things. All things. Have any of y'all ever struggled with that? I have. There have been a few times in my life, actually more than a few I would say, where things going on in my life did not seem like they were going for my good. In my second year of med school, I began struggling with studying, socializing, enjoying much of anything at all. I was sleeping excessively, spending time alone. But fortunately, my roommate at the time is one of the best friends God's ever given me. His name's Rick Halpin, and he really noticed all of this going on, and took the initiative to encourage me to get help. And I went and saw one of the physicians at school and was diagnosed with depression. I was started on medication, and as a student in medicine, that's a pretty embarrassing thing. But, whatever. And unfortunately, with the struggles I was having with studying, I wound up failing a couple of classes. However, my school was very gracious and understanding of what was going on. They suggested that I take the following semester off and restart my second year the following fall. In all things. I resumed classes that next fall and was finishing up my second year. Was getting ready for my board exams and received a call from my brother one day that my dad was sick. Long story short there, he was eventually diagnosed with lymphoma. Early on in the process of him being diagnosed, there was a procedure being done, an accident occurred there, and it landed him in the ICU at UT Hospital. That board exam that I was studying for didn't really care about all that, though it came anyway, and I wound up not passing that either. And that led to even more time off from school. A whole year, in fact. And that, again, more embarrassment there. But, aside from 2 months spent in Illinois during that time, I was able to be back home, be close to family. When I would take study breaks, I would get to go see my family and was able to take my dad to his chemotherapy appointments. In all things. I eventually passed the exam and resumed school in early 2012. And as I said earlier, in March of 2012 was when I discovered that, while I knew who Jesus was, I wasn't really following him. So, like I said, I gave my life to Jesus in March of 2012. And as I said, he has made some huge changes in who I am from who I was. The year was going really good, and then in the summer, my dad started getting sick again. And this time he was diagnosed with leukemia and was hospitalized at UT Hospital. And after just a few short weeks, he went on home to be with his Heavenly Father in all things. During this time of grieving was yet another break from school. And I went and spoke with some of the people at my school. I wanted to talk to them about my options because I just really didn't have it in me anymore. I said, I don't know that I've got the energy to just keep pursuing this. It's getting to the point where it just really doesn't matter to me. And my family and the folks at school, they all encouraged me to just finish this. I've got 9 months left of school, just finish it out. So I did, and after, I had a couple more weeks to make that decision. I spoke with the people at school and went and prayed about it, and I did go back and I did finish, obviously. And after graduation, I was able to look back at just that broken road of all this time off from school and all the embarrassment that came with it, the embarrassment of depression, the embarrassment of struggling with tests and exams, the embarrassment, like I said, just all the time off. And I saw that God actually was blessing me with those things. Those were things that he was actually working for my good in, because in those things, he gave me time off that as a medical student I shouldn't have had, and allowed me to be with my dad in the last couple of years of his life in all things. After graduation, I began an internship in family medicine up in Ohio last year. And while I was up there, I had difficulty finding a church where there were people my age. So last year felt pretty isolating. My brother, who's a pastor, he helped out a little bit there. He recommended, came across a pastor that he really liked, he thought that I would like, and recommended him to me. So I went and picked up some Louis Giglio DVDs, and that definitely helped my growth quite a bit. But still struggling with the isolation. So that was something I started praying about. And some of the doctors I was working with up there noticed where my interests were in medicine and suggested that maybe I should think about changing specialties. So I gave some thought to that, prayed about that as well. And that's when God opened the door here and allowed me to move to Virginia. And as I look back on this last year here, I really see how he's allowed me to really thrive here. This church has really been a huge blessing and a huge encouragement. Are there still struggles? Absolutely. But there's always hope in the struggles. And experience has definitely proven to me that God works for our good in all things. And as far as struggles go, Jesus told us, in John 16:33, he said, I've told you these things so that you will have peace. In the world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world. So, when I talk about stuff that was so painful, it's to glorify God. He can use all these things that seem negative in our lives, you know, and really use it for our good. You know, like I said in his word, it says, in all things I work for the good of those who love me, who are called according to my purpose. And so, you know, I just wanted to share that because I know that, you know, I'm definitely not the only person that has struggles. We all do. So if you're in the middle of something right now, you know, ask yourself, does this fall under all things? And if you are going through something right now, I just wanted to share some lyrics from one of my favorite songs. Don't worry, I'm not going to sing because I'm not a good singer. It says, will I believe you when you say, your hand will guide my every way? Will I receive the words you say every moment of every day? I will walk by faith even when I cannot see, because this broken road, it prepares your will for me.